Welcome to another episode of Renegades, Men of Faith and Fortitude. This is my best friends. So remember, May 6th, a music video premiere. Dear Mom, Shannon Book, music. Check him out, all right? So let's go ahead and delve into today's episode. See, in recent years, discussion surrounding modern conceptions of masculinity has been increasingly relevant, okay? As society, particularly in the Western world, is becoming increasingly diverse and egalitarian. With this comes a variety of new questions regarding how masculinity should be defined and also how men can best embody masculinity in the modern context. Expression of masculinity on an individual level requires a thoughtful and unique understanding. See, one that can be deeply rooted in faith and fortified by a sense of fortitude. By closely analyzing the nuances of faith and fortitude, it's possible to gain insight into how a man embodying faith and fortitude can both fulfill his role within society in a meaningful way and provide a sense of fulfillment for himself. So what is faith there, Pastor? Well, I'm glad you asked me. See, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, that defines faith as a belief in or strong belief in something, despite not having evidence for it. Additionally, faith can be seen as a trust or loyalty to a code or higher power. See, this can be observed within the scriptures as many faiths and religious beliefs themselves or structure themselves around faith in a supreme being or certain values or principles set forth which are dedicated to be followed, okay, or dictated to be followed. See, this loyalty and trust requires commitment, but often can also provide a sense of positive reinforcement and moral compass. Keeps people on the straight and narrow. So what does it mean to be a man of faith there, Pastor? Well, I'm glad you asked that too. See, in order to be a man of faith, there must be a commitment to a higher power or a moral code. This requires a level of commitment to the principles that are designated and also a willingness to behave in accordance with them. See, a man of faith must also have trust in a higher power, allowing himself to be guided by the principles of faith and relying on the power of faith to guide his actions and his decisions. Okay, so, well, then what is fortitude, Pastor? Well, I'm glad you asked that too. The Oxford English Dictionary defines fortitude as courage in the face of danger or difficulty. See, this courage can come from within or from a higher power. See, it involves having the strength to continue even in the face of difficult or adverse circumstances. See, fortitude may also refer to strength of character. Very important here. See, as well as strength of character, as well as to resilience and perseverance. So, how can one become a man of fortitude? See, in order to become a man of fortitude, it is important to first understand the concept of fortitude in order to create a consistent approach to difficult situations. See, this includes recognizing one's own abilities and limitations and attempting to constantly move beyond those. It also involves having the strength of character to stay true to one's values, even in the face of difficulties or temptations. Because the temptations may rise any time. So, additionally, staying open to potential solutions and guidance from God can be a source of strength, as well as from one's peers or one's mentors. Again, faith is a vital component to being a man of fortitude, as it provides encouragement and direction throughout difficult times. So, but what are the characteristics of a man of faith and fortitude? Well, I'm glad you asked that. You guys are on a real good asking questions trip today. That's awesome. But see, a man of faith and fortitude embodies beliefs and values that stem from God. See, and it applies them to his life in order to create a sense of purpose, structure, and morality. He is resilient in the face of adversity, and he possesses a deep trust in the guidance and strength of God. Okay? Now, he's also committed to living a life of integrity, tackling life's challenges with courage and conviction. He is a moral compass and a source of light, both inspiring those around him and providing aid to those in need. Well, how can one apply these and build these characteristics, Pastor? So, see, in order to embody the characteristics and values of a man of faith and fortitude, it is important to first have a clear understanding of what faith and fortitude mean. Okay, it is then necessary to be open and committed to exploring one's spirituality, allowing oneself to continue to grow and learn by engaging in religious observances and rituals, attending relevant classes or study groups, and engaging in meaningful conversations with those of similar beliefs. Additionally, engaging in acts of service and outreach, particularly with those within the community, can both provide avenues for meaningful relationships as well as for learning relevant life lessons. Okay, so all right, all said and done there, Pastor. But what's masculinity and what is spirituality? See, masculinity is typically understood as a set of culturally constructed ideals and behaviors, which are associated with being a man. You know, I'm man, hear me roar, you know? So, but, see, these can include cultural ideas such as strength, honor, achievement, agency, and competition. Spirituality is an individual sense of connection to a higher power or to a set of moral principles. See, depending on the individual's personal beliefs, this higher power may be a god or a set of philosophical principles, or simply the collective energy and experience of humanity as a whole. Spirituality involves a sense of place and understanding of one's intrinsic values and a sense of solace in the face of adversity. So, why does society pit masculinity and spirituality against each other? Good question. See, the debate between masculinity and spirituality has been around for centuries, okay? And it is a debate that has been rife with tension and controversy. See, society has long viewed these two constructs as being at odds with one another, and it is a tension that continues to this very day. See, this podcast aims to explore the underlying reasons why society pits masculinity and spirituality against one another, as well as the implications of this tension on our contemporary culture. So there's a little background. See, the idea of masculinity has long been associated with strength, power, and control, while spirituality has been associated with gentleness, humility, submission. See, in the eyes of society, these two concepts are seen as being diametrically opposed. And the tension between them is often seen as something that should not be reconciled. So, see, this dichotomy can be traced back to the early days of Christianity, when the male-dominated church hierarchy was pitted against the more mystical and spiritual elements of faith. See, the idea of masculinity and spirituality being incompatible has been further reinforced by the emergence of secularism in the 19th century, with the rise of science and rationalism. The idea of spirituality was seen as being antithetical to the values of progress and enlightenment. The idea of spiritual practice was seen as something that was at odds with the dominant idea of masculinity, where strength and power were seen as the only path to success. See, the tension between masculinity and spirituality is rooted in a long history of gender roles and power dynamics. So, in many cultures, masculinity is seen as a dominant force, while spirituality is seen as something that is to be subservient to. This perception has had a profound effect on our society. It has created a dichotomy between the two constructs that has been difficult to bridge. The problem is further compounded by the fact that many traditional religious practices, such as prayer and meditation, have been seen as feminine activities, while the more masculine pursuits, such as physical strength and power, have been viewed as more desirable. This tension has been further reinforced by popular culture, where spirituality has often been portrayed as weakness, while masculinity is portrayed as a strength. See, in conclusion, right, society has long pitted masculinity and spirituality against one another, and this tension is still very much present in our contemporary culture. This dichotomy is rooted in a long history of gender roles and power dynamics, as well as a perception of spirituality as being antithetical to progress and enlightenment. See, the implications of this tension are far-reaching, as it has created a divide between the two concepts that is difficult to bridge. Moving forward, it is important that we strive to find ways to reconcile these two constructs and to create a more inclusive and tolerant society. So, that is all the time that I have for today. I do thank you for joining us on this episode of Renegades, Men of Faith and Fortitude. And please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and notification bell. Also, go ahead and share this message with everybody. All right, I do appreciate that. Don't forget my boy Shannon Book for Shannon Book Music. His video premiere for Dear Mom on May 6th. All the information will be down in the description portion of this video, and also I'll remind you within the next two episodes as well. Don't forget Shannon Book Music, Dear Mom. May 6th on YouTube. You get his channel, which is Shannon Book Music, or just to put the @ Shannon Book Music. Good to go. And that being said, thank you for joining us today again. I just want to hope you took in everything that I said, and I will see you again on Monday. And once again, my name's the Reverend Joseph C. Gomez, and until next time,